Two of the absolute best AI art generation tools for creative e-commerce sellers are without a doubt Midjourney and Ideogram. Ideogram is the newer of the two. Midjourney's been out for a while now, but if you've been in the AI world at all, you're probably somewhat familiar with these two tools. Today, I want to show you the difference between what you get out of the same prompt with each of these tools. And we're going to compare and contrast a little bit, talk about some of the differences, and talk about which I think is the best. So let's do it. Midjourney is without a doubt the more advanced AI tool. It has way more features. You can do way more advanced things and variations and settings than you can do in Ideogram. But Ideogram really excels in a certain type of artwork, depending on what kind of products you're selling, what your e-commerce business is. Kind of depends on which tool might be better for you. They also have very different styles. In my opinion, a lot of the things you can get in Midjourney, you just can't get in Ideogram if you're wanting something that is really creative, really realistic. Some of those more eye-catching, eye-popping generations, you might not be able to do it in Ideogram. But what I've done here is I've just put in the exact same prompt into Midjourney, 3 different prompts, and then copied those prompts over to Ideogram. So let's look at what we got. The first one we're gonna look at is this one right here. It says, show me a red electric guitar with flames coming out of it and the text, fuel the soul. And I put isolated and vector to try to get something that's useful for maybe print on demand or apparel, t-shirts, that kind of thing. So this is what we got from Midjourney. We got four image generations. Now, obviously, there's a ton you can do here. We could regenerate this. We could do some variations. We could upscale them. There's tons of stuff we could do. But I just want to look at what you get out of the base prompt. So the first thing I would notice, and spoiler alert, I play guitar myself, so I know just a little bit about guitars. The first thing I would notice is that these two over on the left probably aren't super useful because they actually don't look very accurate to guitars. So I'm gonna throw those out. But over here on the right, I think these are actually pretty cool. We got pretty much what we're looking for here. This is something that if we were selling like physical products, like a print on demand or apparel or anything like that, we'd be able to cut it out pretty easily. And it's fairly accurate to like a real guitar. One of the things you're gonna notice here is Midjourney still cannot really handle the text. Every once in a while it'll get it right, but I ask it for the text, fuel the soul, and we actually didn't get, we didn't get anything really close. And we even got some weird text on this one that I actually kind of liked, it's just weird letters. But nevertheless, I think these two on the right are actually somewhat useful. And as just a quick side note, if I were to upscale this second image right here, there's actually a feature in Midjourney where I could zoom out. If I wanted to get the headstock in there, I could actually zoom out of that image and it would generate more of the guitar for me. So the fact that it's cutting off the head of the guitar is not actually a big deal because Midjourney has some really cool features. But what did we get in Ideogram? So if we go over to Ideogram, we got these 4 generations right here. Now, the biggest difference you're gonna see throughout this video is that Ideogram can handle text pretty well. That's one of the things that really set it apart from many of the other AI art generation tools is that it can interpret text. So we got 4 generations here, and I personally like this one the best. Now, it's definitely got some issues, but I like the layout, I like the flames, and I like that it got the text perfect on this one. Now, this one's also not too bad, but you can see the fretboard, the headstock is really messed up. You can't read all the text. So that's probably not gonna be useful. So I think this is probably the best one. Now, again, if we just say, hey, if we're just looking for like the best one for a t-shirt design, it's probably going to be Ideogram. I think Ideogram is much more, it's just kind of like the tool is really catered to these kind of designs that might work well on like a t-shirt or any kind of print on demand or custom printed product. So I think in that regard, I would go with Ideogram. If you wanted the more eye-catching, more eye-popping design, I'd probably go with Midjourney, and you could use one of these and then add your own text in. But if you just want, a t-shirt design and you want it to interpret the text, Ideogram's probably gonna be the best one in that scenario. Another thing we could do here, which I'm not gonna do in this video, but we can always use this remix button and we can use this image to then get variations of a similar design. And a lot of times I use that to get the text to be correct if it's slightly off. We can use that to actually correct the text. and we can get some different variations and sometimes clean up some of the issues that we might have with this design before upscaling it and bringing it over to print on demand. So that's kind of the first prompt. The second prompt we want to look at is a yoga prompt. And so I've thrown in a few different things here to kind of maybe show some different angles, but this one says, tranquil scene with a person in a yoga pose amidst nature, flat white background, vector, simple icon with the text, yoga vibes only. So every one of these I've tried to put in text just because I want to show you that feature really of Ideogram. But if we look at this one, I actually really like what we got from Midjourney here. With the exception of this fourth one, we have a lady doing a yoga pose in all three of these in different nature scenes, and it's in this kind of round circle on a flat white background. So you could easily see if we were putting this on an apparel product, a print on demand product, how we could add some text, you know, either inside the circle or maybe outside of the circle, and this would be like a really nice design. So I really like what we got out of Midjourney here. If we go over to Ideogram, this is what we got from Ideogram. We got this one, we got 4 of these, and this is what they look like. So they have a very similar look, I think, in Ideogram. All these look very similar. You can see it actually did the text correctly in 2 of them. And it kind of just depends on, in this case, what style you're going for. I think this one's decent. I think this one is okay, although this would be a little bit harder on like a t-shirt apparel product. I really actually like this one a lot, which we could probably remove the background and add our own text, which would be really nice. But in this case, if it were me, I think I would go with the Midjourney. I just think these look a little more, they just look a little higher end, more higher end. They look, you know, crisper. I like the art style a little bit better for what I'm looking for. And by the way, if you're wondering where I kind of got these different styles and different words that I'm using in these prompts, I've just put together a free PDF guide. It's 171 prompt ideas, and you can download the PDF guide over at kerryegeler.com/prompts completely free. It's really a style guide that gives you 100 and some odd different style words that you can use in any AI art generation tool to get different styles of art. And then it also has some more apparel, print on demand, and custom physical product specific prompts that you can use to get better t-shirt designs or better like custom printed merchandise designs that they just work better on some of those physical products. So if you want to download that for free, again, just go over to kerryegeler.com/prompts. Looking at the last prompt that I used here in both Midjourney and Ideogram, it's this one right here. A cartoon dinosaur sleeping calmly with the text, Jurassic Dreams. T-shirt design, vector, bold, thick outlines. So I tried a little bit different words in this. I used bold, thick outlines. I also used t-shirt design in the prompt, whereas in the yoga one, I used icon, which was one that was a little bit different. So you can see what we got in Midjourney here. First of all, of course, it can't do the text. It didn't do well with the text. And you see that I actually like these designs, but what I don't like, what I think it did really poorly was I wanted the dinosaur to be sleeping. And so in here, the dinosaur, I don't think you can't even really tell if it's, I mean, it might be sleeping in this one, but you can't really tell that it's sleeping clearly. Like I would prefer it to maybe be laying down a little bit more, have its head down, have its eyes closed for sure. What I do like is we put in bold, thick outlines, and I like that you see that more in some of these designs. So it did kind of do that well. And I like this artwork, but I don't think any of this is actually, I like the style, but I don't think these are very usable because it didn't really give me what I want. Ideogram, on the other hand, gave us a much more cartoonish looking design. And we did use the word cartoon in both of these prompts, a cartoon dinosaur. So this is actually what we ask it for. And there's some really good ones here in Ideogram. Now, first of all, I love that all the dinosaurs look like a cartoon. I love that they actually do have thick, like black outlines. And I love that they all are clearly sleeping. So this is very accurate to what I ask it for. Now, it didn't get the text perfect in every design here, but again, we could remix it. I'm sure or we could just edit the text. You know, we could just erase the text, add our own text in Photoshop or Canva or something like that. But like this one right here, I love that it's got the stars in there to kind of add to that sleeping vibe. The eye is closed. I love where the text is on here. This is something that's very usable and very accurate to what I was asking it for. I even like this one, although I think the dinosaur looks a little bit weird. And there's some other cute kind of design elements in here that we got from some of these generations. So overall, I think Ideogram took it on the third prompt. Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this video right now, please do me just one quick favor, tap on the little like button. It really helps us grow the channel. You can do me a huge favor by just clicking that completely free like button. Also consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon to make sure you get notified when new videos release. As I mentioned earlier, you can do so much more in both of these tools, but specifically in Midjourney, you're going to get much more advanced features, advanced settings, and you're gonna get way more eye-popping, eye-catching, just beautiful designs. Midjourney can do so much more than we covered in this video, but on the other hand, Ideogram is going to give you more print-ready designs, and it has that ability to handle text. And so if you're in a niche or a business type where you're creating designs that you either want to sell those designs as digital products, or you want to have those printed on maybe t-shirts, apparel, or other custom printed merchandise, I think Ideogram is probably the better tool for most people. So that's my opinion on these tools. I hope you loved this video and found value in it.